All right, peace. What's going on? Hey, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. So, like, subscribe. Most importantly, comment down below. I do this for y'all. So I definitely need to know your opinion on how y'all feel about things. So this video is called The Real War. Okay. So now a lot of us, when I say war, the first thing you think of is, like I said, is like countries fighting countries, right? Missiles and bombs and atom bombs, whatever, right? And then another thing you think is shit like oil and gold and whatever, right? People are fighting for power and fighting for material things, right? Materialistic, tangible things that are a commodity. You know what I'm saying? That are profitable. So that's why they're going after it, right? So obviously that is the typical definition of the war that we know of and that we know of as humankind and through time, right? But to be honest, the real war is not that at all. The real war is the war of energy. It's the battle of energy. That's what the real war is. It's the battle for your energy as a human being. And then as us as a collective, the battle for our energy as human beings. The reason why our energy is so uh, important to whoever is, whoever is waging this type of war is because an accumulation and a manifestation of our energies is powerful and can do incredible things, right? For example, we have something called, you've heard of the civil rights movement, right? That's a collective, a bunch of individuals got together and they created civil rights acts and initiatives to help people, right? So, for example, Hitler had a movement, right? He had a certain type of energy that he was able to manifest within the people of Germany, where they voted him into presidency, and then and then that in turn, that energy manifested itself into what we know now as Nazis, right? Nazism. So my point is that it's actually the battle for energy and your energy specifically as a human being. Now, what we need to understand is they want our energy trapped, right? Because if they can trap it, they can control it. Okay, so it's either they want it in a cell, right, or they want to have you trapped in a certain way of thinking, or when you dead. Now I'll explain every single one of those, but I definitely wanted to put it to you now so you can understand what I'm saying while I'm laying down my points. So, in regards to your energy, anybody who has a negative agenda towards you or people or the world or the environment, for if what for that matter, the what they're trying to do, the objective is to trap the energy, because when you trap it, you can control it, right? But the way they control, there's different ways of trapping people's energy. Like I said, it's either they can put you in a room, or they can trap you in a way of thinking, which puts your mind in the room, or like I said, when you die, there's another way of trapping you there too, and we'll talk about that too. So, first of all, we got to talk about just really what energy is, right? When I say energy, you know what I'm saying? So I did a video on one of the laws of the 12 universal laws of nature, and I think, yeah, the second law was the law of vibration. And so the law of vibration is in essence the law of vibration is in essence energy. That's actually it is the genesis of energy, is vibration, right? So it begins as vibration, manifests itself into energy, right? Begins at vibration, frequency, and that frequency manifests itself into an energy. Now, energy is constantly in motion, right? It cannot be stopped. Okay, so an energy can't shoot into an indefinite direction. It will always have a peak or a climax, and then it will turn. So, but one thing's for sure is that energy is constantly moving. That's why I was saying, like I was saying, in regards to trapping it, what do they do? In regards to trapping it, they put it in a room or in a cell, or like I said, when it comes to your way of thinking, they shelter your way of thinking. So all of this is a way of constricting and boxing thought or energy. You see what I'm saying? Because thought is energy too, right? So now, what the thing is that in regards to us, how we correlate to energy is that we feed it. We feed off of energy, right? The same, the sun. The same thing with the sun, right? So we feed off energy of the sun. Now, what energy does is it interpenetrates the physical body and it sustains us, right? So when we go out in the sun, we can receive vitamin D from the sunlight, right? Which is ultralight B rays from the sun converted into natural vitamin D. So my point is that the same thing that you can take an egg, crack an egg, eat that, and get vitamin D, and soak up vitamin D from the sun. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that one's tangible, where you eating out of an egg, you get the vitamin D, and the other one is straight energy. So you can definitely get the same thing you get out of food through energy, right? Obviously, the food is a source of energy, but what I'm saying, the energy I'm talking about is not tangible. You see what I'm saying? Which is, like I said, that is the most important type of energy. Now, obviously, the thing is this: anytime anytime you soak energy, you you react to it, right? So when you are when you're full of energy, what do you're happy, right? Your brain's moving more efficiently. But then when you're low of energy, you're depressed, you're sick. That's why when you're sick, your immune system is low, and so what do? You get soup, which is full of nutrients, right, to boost back your energy. Or people will say, go out to the sun, soak up some sun. Same thing. It's still it's energy that we are receiving within us, and then it sustains us. But then at the same time, this energy is something that other people and other entities are wanting to manipulate and just simply fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like there are when you watch TV, they are manipulating your energy. When they want you to when you're watching a show and it's real sexy, right? So not only do they got some fine ass chick on there and then some good looking dude for the girls, but then the music, real soft music, right? Maybe there's a certain type of lighting. We know the color red is it turns people on. We know that, right? At the same time, it's a serious color. So when you go to Europe and you want to go see some hoes, you go to the red light district. Why? Because over there they set the mood and they set the energy, and then that's what you feel, and that's what the reality that you see. So the energy that is manifested becomes your reality and your perception wherever you are, or the accumulation of them through experiences. So my thing is this: they, when I say they, I'm talking about. You ever heard of that phrase, negative people? Where somebody walk into a room and people go, "What the fuck is wrong with him? He just walking, he just walk in the room." And when people say you can cut the tension with a knife, things like that. It's because you can feel energy that people exude onto you, right? And it's either you accept it or you battle it, right? It's one or the other. And so the thing is that it's a constant battle. It's a constant battle with that when it comes to our media, when it comes to faith, religion, when it comes to just opinion-based things. When you talk to somebody, if you're arguing with somebody, and let's say you're saying something that not only are you right, but they're completely wrong, right? So then the thing is this: there's two different types of energies going on there, right? Now my point is that the person who's wrong, sometimes their energy can be so negative because they're mad that they're wrong, that now they're going to try to provoke you to be as angry and agitated as they are. So, for example, you sit there argue with somebody, you get them on a point, they don't know what to say, and then they just start talking shit to you and start calling you names or just being blatantly rude, right? Now, the reason why they're doing that is because now their energy is at a certain level, and not only do they want to overtake and overpass yours, but now they want to inflict and they want to push their energy on top of you, so you can feel like they do, right? So my point is that from arguing with somebody or watching TV and they're trying to get your dick hard, or to a politician who is gonna rally up, you know what I'm saying, either racist people or the other side where people who aren't racist are fighting against it. These are all energies being manifested, and one person is exuding their energy upon another. Like I said, it's either you accept that energy or you don't, or you battle it or you fight it. You see what I'm saying? But see, one thing's for sure is the battle is always going on. It's always going on. Now, when it comes to the way of thinking, you see, the thing is that certain types of religions, they have people believing that themselves do not possess the consciousness of a certain type of enlightenment or understanding. And when I say that, I mean when we leave our thoughts of afterlife, or when we leave our thoughts of the spiritual world, when we leave our thoughts of just normal, natural human functions to something that people hope to exist, or whether it's Catholic, whether it's Allah, whatever it is, whether it's Jesus or it's Allah, whatever it is. My point is that when you leave that energy to something else that you're not even sure that it exists, it is now not in your full control, right? Because now you have shifted that energy and focus to another entity that you're not sure exists. But one thing's for sure is that when you shift that focus, it's not on you anymore. You see what I'm saying? So my point is that when you pray and you praying to Jesus, whether he's there and he's not there, what you're manifesting and what you're talking about in them prayers, as opposed to channeling it to more into you or the energy around you, it's being channeled to a Jesus that is in a heaven, right? That you hope that is there, as opposed to something that you know that is there, which is you, right? You know that that whatever it is that you are wanting, either to go for it, you know what I'm saying, you try to fight for it, or you leave it in the hands of this God that you hope is there. You see my point? So my point is that if somebody wants to be a basketball player, and if they always just pray to God or Jesus or Allah to be an NBA basketball player, as opposed to manifesting their own energy and going to shoot baskets for 13 hours a day, my point is that when you focus your energies on you specifically, as opposed to leaving it to entities that you are not even sure exist, is very detrimental to you and your consciousness and your spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that energy, and and the levels of the energy, and how strong you can be ultimately. So my point is that if you put and focus your energy on something that you're not even sure is existing, you are not putting or focusing that energy on you that actually exists. So that's why when I talk about religions, I'm going, it's for me, it's hard to go into a church where everybody is praying on something and manifesting their energy on something that they're not sure that exists, when I know that I can manifest my energy on things that I know exist and that I actually have effect on, right? So my point is that, for example, I've always wanted to not only play the guitar, but I've always wanted to perform places and go into places and play songs, right? And play good songs and people cheering for me, right? If I would have said to myself, I'm going to just pray to Jesus or Allah, whoever it is I believe in, if I just pray to them and just hope that I get there and maybe they can help me do it or whatever it is, my results would have been different, as opposed to me actually picking up a guitar and spending the hours learning how to play the guitar and then spending the hours writing my own songs, as opposed to praying to somebody hoping that happens for me. That's my point, is that that's how different, and that's how different your energy can go, and that's how different your results can be depending on where you focus your energy. So back to the next point. Now, when it comes to the entrapment and the attack on our energy as people, I'll give you some examples. Well, first, before I even do that, I do want to note that there's a lot of things that have energy that we don't even ever talk about. I just missed it right here on my notes. Everything has energy. Everything on this earth has energy. If it's on this earth, it has energy. Now, some things might have little energy, some things might have a lot of energy, okay? For example, when you look at rock, believe it or not, rock, certain type of rock has energy. Limestone can carry a charge. That's why they use limestone in the pyramids over there in Africa. There's a whole bunch of emeralds. There's a bunch of what do you call those? They're mineral resources. There's a lot of them that actually they can hold energy and conduct energy, right? These are stones. These are just stones that can do that. And then I've already talked about us as people, how we have energy, right? If somebody comes in that room and they're, those people that say that they're the life of the party. That's exactly what that means. Is energy, is that when they come in the room, they're the ones that literally just stick the pump into the party and everybody's hype. Why? It's because when they came in, they were smiling ear to ear, shaking everybody's hand, and everybody was like, man, this motherfucker's cool as shit. That's the same thing. That's what that is. And then that's how contagious energy is. I can come in a room, everybody's smiling, and I come in a room and just slap somebody food on the ground and start mugging everybody. I guarantee they'll change the whole tone of the room. Why? It's because now I'm pushing my energy off onto everybody. You see what I'm saying? So understand that that battle goes on every single day. You're on the phone with somebody, or you're in a business meeting, or you're driving down the street and somebody cuts you off. And now you get mad, right? So now it's either you get mad and act a fool like they are, or you hold on to your energy and control it yourself. That's the battle. It's up to you. But one thing's for sure is the attack will be there, and it's either you react accordingly or you react the way they want you to. So a lot of times when people, for example, people look at you like, what you gonna do? Pussy. You know what I'm saying? They'll call you pussy or whatever it is. They're doing it because they want you to do something, right? They want your energy to be at a certain level to where now they're controlling it. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody says things to you, knowing very well they piss you off, it's because they want you pissed off. They want your energy at a certain level. They want it there. So now people do that, right? But now let me go back to, like I said, to how everything on Earth and how things have energy. So I said, something as meaningless as a rock, as rocks and emeralds and things like emeralds and shit like that. That shit ain't meaningless. But like I said, there's different types of rocks and shit out there that not only conduct energy, but they can harness energy. Now, places have energy, right? You can go places and go, damn, this place feels kind of spooky, right? This place feels creepy, or whatever the fuck, right? Or this place feels haunted, right? Or you can go to some spot and you go, this feels like the hood, right? Yes, that appearance, the reason why you see it that way is because you feel it that way. You see what I'm saying? Or if you see it that way, then you feel it that way. Either way, you're gonna feel it that way, as opposed to anything else. You see what I'm saying? Or what about places that are haunted? That really are haunted. That's because those are resonance of manifested energy that obviously hasn't left or hasn't moved around. You see what I'm saying? So even places, even things have energy. When you see something that you grew up with from when you were young, you see a toy or something that you grew up with when you were young, and you grab that toy. Just looking at that toy, a bunch of memories flood back. And what do you start feeling? The sense of nostalgia, right? And that brings an emotion. That brings a certain type of energy to you, right? Then you grab it and you start thinking of all them games you played when you were a kid with it and all that shit, right? Now that puts you in a certain type of energy. You start thinking about, oh my God, I've grown up. So all these things have energy. Even if, like I say, even if it's a fucking doll, it has energy. You take a doll, what do you give a doll to a kid in a hospital, just a kid, period. What's that doll do to that kid? Turns that kid's frown upside down. They turn into freaking, they start smiling and they're laughing and they're happy. Why? Because of that doll that has energy. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand that everything has energy. Everything is alive in its regard. I'm not saying a teddy bear is alive, but in a sense it is, just because it has energy in it. Not that the motherfuckers walking around got a heartbeat, but the sense of that it can actually invoke emotion out of you. And it's just sitting there, right? So it has energy. And anybody, for that matter, who sees a goddamn teddy bear anywhere, you're going to feel some kind of sweetness in you. Why? Because teddy bears encompass the energy of being goddamn sweet. It's that simple. But like I said, to some people, they'll go, that's just fucking crazy. But you got to think about that. You take a teddy bear and put it to anybody, they're going to think it's sweet and shit, right? But like I said, it's going to start changing and modifying energy, because that's what all these things encompass. So like I said, even buildings and places, things like that, it's like a building. You can say this building feels creepy. This building feels scary, or this building feels like, whatever it is, but it's because of a certain type of energy that has been in there, right? It's a certain type of energy that is there. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand that these things are alive and well, and these things interact with us every minute, every hour of the day. And like I said, it's either a good thing or it's a bad thing. That's one or the other. And so we need to understand too, even color has energy. Even colors have energy, and we know that, right? If you put yellow in a room, it's going to make you feel a certain way. Everything has energy. Everything has energy. So now, so now when it comes to the enemy, and when I say the enemy, is that anybody who's playing with your energy, and anybody who wants to control that energy, and anybody who wants to suppress that energy. So like I said, from somebody cutting you off, from somebody arguing with you, and then turns the argument negative, or to someone just downright disrespecting you, to see, just to downright disrespect you, or even somebody who's trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? These are all, when somebody's trying to kill you, what they're trying to do? They're trying to end your energy. They're trying to end it all the way. If somebody's just talking shit to you, they want to deplete, suppress your energy, right? So let's say, for example, well, first let me touch on another thing. Animals have energy. All animals have energy. The most noticeable one I can name is an eel, right? An eel can manifest its energy so much that it can shock your ass, right? Up to 600 volts of energy. It could shock your ass, right? Because you see, eels have they have these cells called electrocytes, not electrolytes, electrocytes, and they can store up energy like a battery, and then they can discharge them. So even, that's what I'm saying, even animals can manipulate this energy. What else? The jellyfish, same thing. They can do shit like that. So um, uh, Blu-rays, which is a type of it's a type of jellyfish. They're called Blu-rays. No, blue bottles. That's what they're called. They're called blue bottles, which is it's a type of jellyfish. And I've been stung by a blue bottle before, shocked the shit out of me. But like I said, this is them manifesting energy in their cells, and then shocking your ass. You see what I'm saying? So it's like even animals know about what I'm saying. Um, so another thing is police, right? Government, right? What do they do when you are acting out of control, right? When they want to calm your ass down, what do? Oh, I mean, well, black people, they shoot us, but if you are not, or you got a camera on you, they'll pull out what? A stun gun, right? That's a form of a what? That's an energy. That's energy. That's stronger energy than yours, right? Stun gun's gonna do what? It's gonna override your energy and lock you up. That's what it's gonna do. It's gonna lock you up. It's suppressing your energy. So that's the first thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's one of the things that they use on you, because that's what's most important is your energy, and it's either, like I said, it's either controlling it, trapping it, or killing it. You know what I'm saying? So with a stun gun, boom, zzz, it locks your ass up. Now they have control of your energy with that gun, with that stun gun. And then after that, what do they do? What do they do? They put you in a cell, right? They put you in a cell. So what did I say earlier about energy? Energy is constantly moving. It's constantly moving. So what's a way to contain energy? You put it in a box. You put it in a box. And that's why you sit in a cell for the rest of your life. And then the worse you are, the smaller the cell. Why? Because the more they can confine your fucking energy, they can confine it. You can't move. You can't get out. It's because of the energy. It's because of it's you see, this is the crazy thing about it too. Let me give you another one. When you die, you see, what people need to understand is putting people in coffins is only I want to say about almost what 2,000 years old, 3,000 years old, and I'm talking about in the sense of putting them in a coffin like in the ground, not a tomb, not a tomb. I'm talking about coffins like how we sit in the ground 6 feet under. That shit is not that old. That shit is not that old. So my point being is that in most civilizations, that's why cremation was such an important thing, is because it was something that was giving you back to the earth, right? It was a way of releasing or releasing any type of energy that was manifested within you as that body. Remember, we did say that things have energy, right? Remember, we even said a goddamn teddy bear has energy. So you don't think your dead body got energy? Even though it's dead, you don't think that dead body got energy? So you don't think if a dead body's laying on the ground and you saw it, you wouldn't feel a certain way? Because remember, energy, it will invoke emotion or action, right? So If you saw a dead body, you wouldn't feel anything at all? You will. Why? Because even as dead as that body is, it is still encompassing of energy. It is still holding certain level of energy. That's why we have to get rid of it, right? So my point is that cremation was actually and still is, like I said, is the most preferred way to release energies as opposed to putting them in a box and throwing them under the ground. But most importantly, is putting that in a box is putting that teddy bear or putting anything else that can house energy. Now, if it's your body, if it's your body that you have been housing energy in for years and years, ever since you've been on this earth, you would like to assume, like I said, you would want that energy to be taken care of accordingly. But my point is that the same thing they do in a jail is the same thing they do with you when you're dead. They put you in a box, and when you anything in a box is a way of containing energy. I don't give a fuck what it is. Anything you put in a box is because you want to hold and harness and trap that energy in there. So that's why people don't like being trapped, being in boxes, animals, whatever. That's why we don't like being in boxes, because we like to be free. Why? Because we are nothing but energy. And energy has to constantly keep moving, constantly keep moving. That's why it's so detrimental when you put animals that belong in a big ass ocean, you put them in a tank. It's not even, some animals will even die because they're sitting in such a close proximities and confinement. Some animals will die because of that. Why? It's because they need the energy. They need the space so they can actually disperse their energy. They need to be able to swim 100 miles an hour if they need to. Why? To exert energy. So understand that if you are in a jail cell, it is a way to contain and trap your energy. And when you die and they put your body in a coffin, that is a box. And energy in a box is not going nowhere. I explained to you that even a teddy bear got energy in it. Take a teddy bear and put it on anybody's lap. See if they don't fucking smile. Why? Because who else is doing it? Who else is doing it? If you take a teddy bear and put it on a baby's lap, who's making that kid smile? It's not me. I'm not the goddamn teddy bear. It's not holding me the whole time. It's holding the teddy bear. So if your body, if you're trying to tell me, that's what I'm saying, if a teddy bear can make a baby smile, and we know that it's invoking an emotion out of it because due to the energy it's exuding on it, and if we know even a teddy bear, something as lifeless as a teddy bear can do that, what do you think your body is possessing? And that is what you've been housed in ever since you've been on this earth. What do you think your body possesses? Why do you think people say, when it comes to like Indian, Native American burial grounds and things like that, like you can't build over them, burial grounds, period, like you can't build over them? Why do you think that's so serious? It's because of the energy. It's because of the energy. So we need to understand that these battles are being fought every single day, and it's either or you don't know and you're losing. And you walking out of places feeling embarrassed. You walking out, or you walking into places scared. You walking into places nervous as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You walking into places, you don't know how to act. You just walk in, you don't know how to act. You see some gangster motherfuckers over here. You scared. You see some girls. You're like, oh shit, I'm trying to holler at me. You don't know how to fucking act with yourself. Why? It's because our own energy levels are being dialed and suppressed because you are taking your focus and putting them on things that either exist or don't, or you hope exist or don't. As opposed to, like I said, understanding the fact that you yourself you are the energy that's housing all the power. And it's either you are manifesting it or you are giving it away. Or it's being trapped and put in a box. But one thing's for sure is that one of the three is going on, and that battle's going to keep going until at least, until you leave this earth. I don't know what happens after that, though. That's why I can't speak on that. But I know that even when you die, your body is going to have the energy of you. And I don't know what happens to you then. But one thing's for sure is that body has to go back to the earth one way or another. But it's sitting in a box. It's not going back into the earth because it has the box is between it and the earth. You understand what I'm saying? The box is between you and the earth. Throw somebody in a casket. You ain't in the earth. You in a casket that's in the earth. You're not in the earth. You in a casket that's in the earth. Yeah, of course, all this shit's gonna kind of dissolve and you know what I'm saying and fall apart, and the earth is gonna basically take it back and it's gonna disintegrate. Like I get that, but like I said, that's not the point. It's like you don't do things like that because you're going, that shit gonna disintegrate into the earth one day anyway. No, you're supposed to go into that earth one way or another because that's what you come from, right? So my point is that energy is alive and well every single day, ladies and gentlemen. And it's either you are manifesting and strengthening yours, or someone else is manifesting and strengthening and taking yours, or trapping yours. So whether, like I said, it's either someone, cutting you off, whether you're walking into you're nervous and you're walking into a business meeting, and it's your boss and all these people that you need to impress. Understand that you still have control, even though all those people intimidate and scare the shit out of you. You still have control. Why? It's because you have your own energy that you can harness and manifest yourself. And how do you do that? So if you go into that business meeting, if you prepare for that business meeting the night before, I guarantee you're going to go in there a little more hype, a little more confident in yourself, right? So if you know what you're talking about when you go into that business meeting, your energy levels up, right? So when you walk in there with your head high, knowing what you're about to say to these folks, boss or not, imagine how they're going to take you when you walk in there and act like you own that damn room and the company. They're going to take you a little more serious. So like I said, there's so many different ways that you can harness your energy. Like I said, if it's something you love to do, get better at it. Get better at it. Go work out. Working out gives energy. We know that. It gives vital energy, and it makes you feel great afterwards. Anybody, I don't give a fuck how long it's been since you haven't worked out. You can go hit the gym. You be like, you feel like you the shit that first day. You might be sore for the whole week, but you're gonna feel like, man, I got it in. You're gonna be sitting there flexing and I got it in. Why? It's because by you doing that, you have created a certain type of level of energy within you, which now you are reacting to that energy, right? And since it was a positive thing, you only react positively. But see, what we need to understand is that we cannot think that we're positive, but then mix with negative energies. So my point is that you can't be. It's hard to be a positive person in a room full of sharks and people trying to bite you and people trying to take your head off, right? So you have to understand and know when and where to be and how to handle yourself when it comes to your energy, right? Jay-Z said it best. You got to know how to move in a room full of vultures. Them vultures, all them people that want to either use your energy, they want to deplete it or suppress it. Have you ever heard of when sometimes people go, man, bro, like, I got this thing, I got this show, right? And I'm nervous, but I always perform better when you're there. So you got to be there. Don't miss it. Like you have to be there because I always do better when you're there. You see, that's somebody wanting to use your energy, right? They want to because when you come in the room, they feel secure because of the energy that you exude onto them, right? So now sometimes people want to borrow your energy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what you call showing support. When you show support to somebody or to a movement or whatever it is, you are taking your energy and putting it with theirs. And they're taking your energy and putting it with theirs. So if somebody's nervous but when they see you, they calm down, it's because they're taking their energy, they're taking your energy, putting them shits together, and then they perform and do what they got to do. But like I said, my point is understand that when that's going on. Understand that when that's going on. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying understand that what's going on. Because sometimes some people will want to soak your energy who don't have your best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? Some people will want you in a room because you motivate them, but they are being motivated. They want you in a room because you motivate them, but they're going to use that against you. Some people do that. Some people do that. It's just you have to understand who does and who doesn't. But you have to know yourself that, especially if somebody is using your energy, You have to know when that's happening. When they trying to siphon some of your shit, you got to know that. When they trying to log into your shit too, you got to know that. You have to know that, because when you do, you will know in turn how powerful you are. You see what I'm saying? You ever heard of when someone, for example, I'm an artist. Like I write, I sing, I do a bunch of shit. So sometimes there's certain type of artists, like for example, Kendrick Lamar. Sometimes when I hear Kendrick Lamar, he makes me go right. I'm like, shit, I gotta go write some shit. This motherfucker is cold blooded. Like he at my heels. You see what I'm saying? Why? It's because his energy is invoking motivational energy out of me, right? So then I use that. I use that. And I've never even met the man. He's never even been close to me, but his energy is so strong that even through his music, I'm able to grab some of his energy and go, man, I'm gonna take some of that and go make some beautiful music of my shit, make me motivated to go work hard, because I know there's someone like him out here chopping and eating. You see what I'm saying? So energy is contagious, and it's either you use and you feed off of positive people around you, or you feed off of negative people around you, who in turn you negative. But you have to understand that you have to stand for something. That's what separates your energy from my energy and anyone else's. You got to stand for something. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody tries to rile you up, and you're trying your best not to get riled up, understand that if you don't stand for yourself in regards to going, I'm not going to let someone control my emotions. If you do that, you become stronger. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that it's like working out. It's like working out a muscle. The more you stretch that energy muscle going, I will be able to control my energy. You ain't gonna tell me how to act. Just because you call me a bitch doesn't mean I am one, nor do I need to react the way you want me to. You see what I'm saying? Because if you did, you know how many fights or how many shit you be in all day? You know how many people have an opinion on what you have to say? It's a list. Goddamn Christmas list. That's why you cannot waste your time focusing your energy on people who are determined to suppress it. And some people, they don't even know that they want to suppress it, but they are. Some people are just subconsciously just negative, right? Some people just don't like the fact that you are right, or they don't like the fact that you think a certain way, or they just don't like you, period. But one way or another, sometimes uh, indirectly, they will show you that. And how they show you that, like I said, is that they might deem you, a certain type of intellectual level, or they might always look at you a certain way, or some people, they might always make fun of you, you know what I'm saying? Almost might clown on you and say some wild shit, pick at you. You see what I'm saying? That's because it's either they're intimidated by it, or they're insecure about their own. You see what I'm saying? People who are secure in their own, they do not need to try to provoke. You see what I'm saying? They don't need to provoke. And if they do provoke, that's because they're not insecure in their own. But one thing's for sure is that people will always know your intent by your energy. At the end of the day, if you take all the layers off, if somebody's talking, or you're on the whatever, if you argue with somebody, or you're on the phone, or you getting somebody cuts you off on the road, or you're in a business meeting, your intent, if you strip all that shit down from what people say and do, what's most important is how they are acting towards you, their intent. Everyone has a basic energy intent level. So it's like, at the end of the day, man, is this person coming at me peacefully and they're trying to be cool, or are they just trying to be an asshole? At the end of the day, it's just one of the other. You see what I'm saying? It's always one or the other. There's no middle ground on that. You see what I'm saying? So understand when you are faced with that. You have to understand when you're faced with that, because the way you act will definitely dictate, the way you react will definitely dictate the way you act. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, how you react will either weaken you as an individual or strengthen you as an individual. If you act immature and out of character, that weakens you as an individual, and it depletes you as a man and or a woman, or in your spirit. It will deplete you. Why? Is because your energy level now is not only positive, but it is not at a high manifested level. And if it is, it's a negative one. If you're mad, it is not good energy. That's not good energy to be mad as fuck. That ain't good energy. And that, remember, it makes that energy will dictate how you feel. So that's why you have to understand that you have to be in control of that as much as you can. Because if you're not only will you act out of character, but people will use your ass like a puppet. They will make you get mad. All I gotta do is call my name, you get mad. All I gotta do is say this, they get mad. That's all they gotta do. You know how easy that is to just say something just to see what, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what's hard is to stand your ground. What's hard is to take your energy and hold on to it. That's what's hard, and that's what I'm challenging people to do. Take that road where when you're done, you feel better about yourself. Take that road, because the easy road is to act like a fucking monkey. It's to act like an idiot. That's easy to do. It's easy to do. What's harder to do is to take your energy and fight that negative energy, but you fight it in a way where it's not it's not inconducive to you, right? It's not something where at the end of the day you're going, man, I regret every little bit. You got to be able to be strong enough. You have to be able to be strong, but the only way you got to be strong enough is you got to work out. You got to work out. But how you work out when it comes to this? How do you work out when it comes to this? Walking out every day and realizing that your energy it's a constant battle. It's a war, and it's either you're winning or you're losing. It's either it's being suppressed, it's being trapped, or it's being completely annihilated. So understand, people, that your energy is the most important thing on this earth. It's the only thing on this earth that matters. That's why we. That's why we are. You know what I'm saying? So manifest it, meditate, meditate. You know what I mean? Eat good food. These are all ways of manifesting good energy. Eat good food. Be around good people. Be around good people. You know what I'm saying? Be around people that uplift you and treat you positively. Don't be around people who are always consistently trying to get you uh, at your worst, or they don't ever want to see you successful, or they don't push for your success. Or sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Don't get around people like that. Don't get around people who always question everything you say. Don't get around people who always feel that um, there's something that has to be questioned about you, or there's a certain way you feel. Don't. I'm telling you, because them type of people, they don't make you stronger. Them people will not only suppress your level of being, but you will start being like them. You will start walking around criticizing people, or being a pessimist, or just being just downright, like I said, just dark and rude. You don't want to be around them type of people. Because you will constantly be at war. But now you know there will be times where you have to be around them. You got to know how to act. That's what's most important. But one thing's for sure is birds of a feather, they flock together. People who are depressed and mad and they're always mentally unstable will only be with people who are always mad and depressed and are mentally unstable. It's just that's how it works. It's crazy, but people always gravitate to what they are and what they look like and how they act. So if you are a positive person, you're a motivated person, you're a proactive person, then go be around them type of people. You gotta go be around them type of people. If you are a pessimist and everything is wrong and everything is bullshit, go be around people who think everything is wrong and everything is bullshit. And you'll be fine. You'll be with your people with the same type of energy. So understand, folks, it's a battle. That is the hidden war. It is the real war, and it's about energy. So manifest yours. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, most importantly, comment down below. I do this for y'all. And so let me know what you think. Peace.